It's week 1 of the 2022 season, and we'll see who rules the skies in today's battle. It's the Ravens and the Jets coming up next.
Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Jets. Up in the booth with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin here for the start, folks, of another NFL season. We are ready to go. We hope you are. And we'll begin this one, Charles, with a couple of teams hoping to move on from a tough 2021 season. Both the Ravens and the Jets finishing last in their respective divisions a season ago.
And let's start with Baltimore, because even in a very tough AFC North, I think we were all surprised to see the Ravens finish 8-9, snapping a streak of 3 straight postseason appearances. As for New York, we knew the rebuild was going to take a little bit of time, but I think the last 2 years they've drafted in a big-time way, and now the groundwork has been laid, and this could be an opening salvo for Gang Green to announce that they're back in playoff contention.
Greg Zuerlein set to get us started here, and off we go from MetLife Stadium. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Time to see this wide-open Baltimore offense go to work, and leading them, pretty darn good one, Lamar Jackson out of Louisville.
Another excellent season from Lamar Jackson that was cut short by ankle injury and actually showed just how much he is valued as the leader of the Baltimore Ravens as they went 0-4 down the stretch and missed the playoffs without him. Prior to that, they were 8-5 in a tough AFC North, and he was on his way to his third 1,000-yard season as a runner and career-high marks as a passer.
They'll start with the option, and from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. A man who missed all of 2021, this is J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line.
How best to describe that? It's a right down Broadway in that one.
A straight line. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite an excellent display of footwork. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
We'll get our first look at this New York Jets offense, really retooled the last couple of seasons. And at the helm under center, 2nd overall pick from 2021 out of BYU, Zach Wilson.
It was an educational rookie season for Zach Wilson, who was drafted to be the eventual face of the Jets as the team worked through a lengthy rebuild. 2,300 yards and 9 touchdowns as a rookie. He did miss some time mid-season with an injury, but I really like the work that the Jets have done to put people around him and give him his best opportunity to be not only the face of this franchise, but get him back into perennial playoff contention.
They go play action with Wilson. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Elijah Moore really started to come on in the 2021 season as a rookie out of Ole Miss. Saw 8 or more targets in 4 of his last 5 games and ended up leading the team in yardage. Expect to see a lot more first downs like we just saw there in this young man's future.
They'll run for the first time with Breece Hall. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. from the shotgun. Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's more. And the Jets are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. They'll run with Robinson. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
Holding. Offense.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Straight ahead is Hall. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Still a ways from the end zone as they come up now on 2nd and goal. Wilson being chased out, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Adafe Owe showing off the pass rush skills.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal. Now it's Wilson. And that will be incomplete. So Wilson runs off, and now they will go to the man they call Greg the Leg, Greg Zuerlein. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They won in 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. They fumbled the last time they had the football. Fortunate that it only led to a field goal. 3-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first. Three 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. They go play action with Jackson. Right back to Duvernay. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, 1st down.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. Oh, look at the juke. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out, and the Jets are going to get the football back. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. On 2nd and 9. Wilson able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Now it's Wilson. He's got the connection to Moore. And he is going to have the Jets first down as he'll be marked down a yard or two past the marker following a gain of 6.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. That was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Now Wilson on first down. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
So that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who could not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Throwing again here, Wilson. That pass complete to Moore. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. To throw again on 2nd down, Wilson. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Zerline's kick is up and through. And they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, we'll see if they want to try to put a drive together, possibly even take the lead here with a touchdown. Now Jackson on first down. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Now Jackson, he gets this underneath to Dobbins. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Fourth down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. The Jets have Braxton Berrios back deep. Taken in at the 22. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half as they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Throwing is Wilson. This one caught by Davis. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here now 3rd and 2. To throw is Wilson. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And he is going to have a Jets first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. From midfield now, here's Wilson. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 23 yards, the final tally. The big completion there, and he gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Very heady football. That allows them the opportunity to go ahead and line up and kick one right before the half ends.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Zerline's kick is up and through, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
This one taken just inside the 10. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, this is your halftime report. We start off by going to Washington, where the Commanders, the Redskins no longer exist. Where the Commanders would take a late first quarter lead, 3 to make it 3-0. But Jacksonville would come back late in the second quarter to tie the game at 3 with a field goal of their own. Baker Mayfield with 46 seconds left on the clock, first down. Gotta make something happen before halftime. Throws a deep pass to Curtis Samuel. He's wide open. Touchdown, Commanders. What a play from Baker Mayfield. And the final play right before halftime would be a tackle. The clock would run out, and that would send that game to halftime. 10-3 at the half. And from there we travel to Miami, where the Patriots, Mac Jones throws a touchdown pass to Jamison Williams, the rookie from Alabama, to former teammates to take the early lead 7-0. Mid through the second quarter, Miami kicks a field goal to cut the deficit down to 4, but they are still trailing. Get the ball back, 1 minute left in the second quarter. Tua back to pass, throws, caught for the touchdown. Cedric Wilson Jr. takes the lead, 10-7 now. 10-7 now for the Dolphins. But Mac Jones and the Patriots would respond immediately by marching right back down the field. And throws, caught, touchdown. Patriots to take the lead right before halftime. To take the lead with 8 seconds to go, and Tua would just knee it down and take it to the half. 14-10 at the half. Dolphins trailing by 4. Close game.
Next, they look at the next-gen stats for the Ravens in that first half, and I can imagine the halftime discussions are about how can we improve the running game. They have not had success so far, and it's reflected on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, for the Jets, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And the Jets head out on offense here to start this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they want to get those running backs going. and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Play action. Now Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 24 yards the gain there, another first down as well.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdowns to this point, and what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue, not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
So the ball moves from 138 to the other as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson, incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to make it 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So Wilson runs off, and now they will go to the man they call Greg the Leg, Greg Zuerlein. This will be from 49 yards out. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and they will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
A big sea of Jets flying to the football there to make the stop. 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. Here's Jackson to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
C.J. Mosley getting to him behind the line of scrimmage there.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 6 yards. 3rd and 7 now. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Jets will take over. And New York set to take the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Ball again on 2nd down. And only a couple for him there as the tackle is made at the 42. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Wilson now off the bootleg. That's out wide here for Robinson. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Throwing is Jackson. This is caught by Robinson. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson, complete to Likely. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. That's complete to Robinson. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Jackson will throw again. And that one finds the ground, breaking a string of 5 straight completions. And it brings up 2nd down. No, 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with the football. The Ravens go for it but come up empty. And the Jets are going to get the football back.
4th down, and they take to the air, which really isn't a major surprise. But how about the coverage there, able to bat it down?
So out now come the Jets. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Now Hall to start the drive. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Hall again on second down. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 40 yards on the ground for him so far. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. They'll run with Hall. Gets past one man. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. It's a room to maneuver. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Hall again. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys were nails out there.
So for the Jets, you can't ask for a better start as they pitch a shutout here in the opener. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins.